Guys, so with MLB season pretty close to coming to an end, I figured, why not we rank the logos. Most of these logos are the ones you'll see, on a hat. I wear a lot of hats. I like them. I get plenty of different teams, plenty of different style of hats. So why don't we go ahead and rank all the logos, see where they stand. These is strictly my opinion. If you disagree with it, go ahead and let me know in the comments. We're going to kick it off with the American League West. So first up, we're going to go with the Oakland, well, I guess now it's Las Vegas. Las Vegas A's. Where do we place them? Where do we place them? Pretty solid logo in my opinion. A's, very historic. So I think giving it a B is a pretty solid ranking in my opinion. I like it. I like the hats. I like a lot of variations of the A's, and I wish the owner would just put so much more attention on the team, and hopefully moving to Vegas does that exactly. I hope to see good things in the future for the A's, now Las Vegas A's. Next up, we have Seattle. I just love this logo, guys. This logo is just, I'm surprised. That's probably next on my list. I'm probably going to get a Seattle hat next. I just like this logo. I like everything about it, just like how I like the Seattle Seahawks and the Seattle Kraken. I don't know. Seattle logos, very, very solid. I like it. S tier, hands down, at least for me. Again, my opinion. Next up, the Texas Rangers. This is just boring. This is plain. I know recently they got a World Series ring, so not much to say about it, but it's just plain. It's boring. It's just a T. The color combo is good, but just too basic for my liking. Next up, we got the Angels. I'm going to leave it as an average ranking because obviously I'm biased. I'm an Angels fan, so I'm going to have my own opinions on it, but I think it's a solid logo. But I'm going to rank it right at C tier just because I am a fan and I kind of had to leave my opinions out of it. So C tier. Moving on, the Houston Astros. Man, this is a solid logo. I just like it. And then, along with the dynasty that the Houston Astros have built in the last 10 to 15 years, very solid team. A lot of good players that I like from Houston. And I just think this logo is pretty damn solid. You got the H-Town along with the orange star. Pretty solid. That's for the American League West. Let's go ahead and move on to the next. What we're ranking, American League East. So who do we have first? Tampa Bay. I'm gonna have to rank it right at D tier because Tampa Bay, man, this logo is just way too boring. It's too simple. I would wear the hat. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I would get a Tampa Bay hat, but it's pretty boring. There's just not much to it. Nothing too iconic. It's pretty forgettable. I like them as an overall organization. It's a team that builds up a lot of young players, and they're a pretty pesky team. They've had some decent history, and in recent years they're actually not shy from making playoffs. Just didn't quite get it this year, but Tampa Bay, pretty boring logo in my opinion. So next up, the Toronto Blue Jays. They're the only Canadian team in the MLB. I'm gonna have to rank the logo a solid A tier. I think this is just a sick logo. The Blue Jay with the Canadian, man, just a solid logo. Even this other Blue Jays hat, I don't know if I've worn it lately, but there's another Blue Jays logo that I liked, but they just got a way of making this Blue Jay, they just got a way of making it look good. So pretty solid logo. Again, probably another hat I'm going to have to get at some point. Really like this logo. Toronto Blue Jays, A tier. Next up, the New York Yankees. Man, S tier. You guys can think whatever you want about this New York Yankees organization, but that logo at this point, whether the team sucks, whether the team is doing great. This New York logo is just a straight up fashion statement at this point. They made it just so popular that it just doesn't even matter what the Yankees organization is doing. This logo is so sick. It's historic, carries a lot of weight. So we have to put the Yankees logo on S tier. Next up, B for Boston. I didn't do that intentionally, but it's just that's how I think this logo is. I personally like the logo with the socks, with the two red socks more. If I were to buy like a hat or something or a shirt, I like the actual red socks better than I do just the plain B logo. But the plain B logo is pretty solid. Not too much bad things to say. Not too many bad things to say about it. But I would rank the Boston logo at B. Next up, we got the Baltimore Orioles. I like it, just kind of average though. I'm not too big a fan of the smiling Oriole bird, but not a bad logo. Again, another one where I would probably buy some gear, a hat or something. I like it. It's not a bad logo. I love the color combo, orange black, sick color combo. But it's just kind of mid for me. It would be definitely more towards the bottom of my list if I was gonna go hat shopping or something. So, it'd be at the bottom of the list for me. Nothing to get too excited about. Let's see what we move on to next. So let's get away from the American League for a little bit, and we're gonna go with the National League East. First up, we got Atlanta, the Atlanta Braves. I have a hat of this one. It's one of my favorites. I love this logo. Pretty solid logo. I can't really say too much about it. Hopefully the Braves, they become a better team. Pretty horrible season throughout the first half. The second half, they kind of picked up the pace, but they showed up a little bit too late. So nothing bad to say about it. Solid logo. The Phillies, I don't really like this logo. This one specifically. There's a logo that they have that has the maroon. It's the maroon hat, the one that they wore in their last game or their last two games against the Dodgers. That logo I do like a lot more than this one. This one, you probably won't see me buying a Phillies hat with this one on. So, that's kind of my only thing to this logo is it's whatever. Kind of mid for me. Next up, we got the New York Mets. Another one. I don't know. Something about this logo to me, guys, again, to me, I don't know. This logo just looks corny to me. I don't like it. I think they're just, I know the Mets are their own thing, but there's a better logo in New York, and we know which one it is. It's the Yankees logo. This Mets logo just, again, kind of whack to me. Kind of mid to me. Another one, the Washington Nationals. I actually see this one a lot. Quite a few people actually do wear this logo. If I see people wear hats, they do wear this logo quite a bit, believe it or not, here in South California for other reasons. You guys can imagine what for. But it's whatever to me. Not bad, not great, kind of plain. Again, another one that's just kind of mid to me, guys. If you're a DC person, if you're in Washington, hey, not trying to offend you. Again, this is all opinions. Miami Marlins. I'm gonna have to put it up on the B. I love this logo. This is just a solid logo. I do think the original Fish Bats Florida Marlins logo, I do think that one was quite a bit better. That had the swordfish pointing up and they had the eyeball. But this one isn't bad. That one, if they still had that logo, it'd be an A tier, easy. But since they don't, they changed it. I'll put this one at B tier. I think it's okay. I think it's a pretty solid damn logo. I do like it a lot, especially I'm glad they still have the swordfish in there. So, the swordfish looking thing, But pretty solid logo. B tier for me. In the National League West side of the National League. First up, San Diego. Pretty damn solid logo again, in my opinion. Love the SD. Man, I wish they still had the San Diego Chargers. I think there was a couple San Diego Chargers logo I liked back in the day. I don't remember them too clearly, but I was kind of a kid, so I remember I liked those logos. Always liked this San Diego logo, especially this brown and yellow one. Pretty solid. Obviously, I've worn that before. Love this logo. I think it's a pretty damn solid logo. This LA, next up, this LA logo. Sorry, guys, it's at the bottom of the list for me. I don't hate this organization completely. I don't hate the players. It's the fans I dislike. A lot of you fans ruin this for me. This is your fault. A lot of you ruin this for me. You're salty losers. You're salty winners. And you guys don't pay your bets. So for that, all the way at the bottom, garbage logo. Never wearing any gear from them. At the bottom of the list for me. Again, it's you fans. It's you fans. It's your fault. No regrets. So bottom of the barrel, garbage logo for me. Next up, Arizona Diamondbacks. Man, again, another B tier. Very solid logo. Obviously, they had put this right in the middle, for the snake tongue thing. Very creative. I like it. I love the color combos they got, especially with the uniforms. They be throwing the purple and the light blue, even that sand combo that they had with the jerseys. I love Arizona's jerseys. Just a bunch of logos that they just get right. It's just so sick. Next up, we have San Francisco. Again, another logo that just carries a lot of weight, a lot of history with it. If you guys haven't been to Oracle Park, if you guys haven't been to San Francisco's park, I highly recommend it. I live in South Cali, so I was fortunate enough to go to North Cali, and man, I just love that park. That park is so gorgeous. Gonna have to go back, next time I get a chance. But love this logo too. Orange and black, can never go wrong with that color combo. And, just a sick park. I gotta put that one in A tier. Colorado Rockies, the only team, one of the only organizations to have a Colorado team, right alongside the Avalanche and obviously the Broncos. So pretty solid logo, but still kind of just right in the middle. It's, if I can find a discount, if I ever get a discount on a hat or something, I'll probably snag up a Colorado hat. But not exactly my most favorite logo, but still not the worst. Not the worst. I like it. One of the only teams that really have purple on there. Probably just the Diamondbacks are probably the only other team that really wear purple. So I'm gonna have to put in the C tier for me. Let's go ahead and jump in right back to the American League. First up, a team that just got knocked out. Detroit. I gotta put Detroit the S tier. I just love this logo, man. This D just gives it such a gangsterish vibe to it, and man, I just like it. I just like this Detroit logo. So sick, especially I liked Royce the 5'9", back when I was a little bit younger. I don't really listen to him as much anymore, but if Royce the 5'9" was in a music video or in a cypher or something, you'll see Detroit rappers represent it, and obviously that gives it a little bit of a flair to it. So Detroit, I think it's a sick logo. Next up, we have Minnesota Twins. Again, I would put it kind of in that same category as the Rockies. Just a logo it's pretty cool. It's not too bad. And, if I can get a discount on like a Minnesota Twins hat with this logo on it, I'd probably snag it up. But it's going to be kind of in the middle of the pack for me. Just a C tier type of thing. Next up, we got Kansas City. Again, kind of just the middle of the pack kind of thing. These three overall would be just in the same category for me personally. Again, I don't really have any like royal or bright bluish kind of hat. So again, if the KC hat is on discount and they're trying to get rid of them, I might just snag one up if I get the chance. But nothing that's at the top of my list. And then we got the Cleveland Guardians. They should have stayed as the Indians. I don't know why they changed it. This is just kind of boring for me, so would never grab this hat. I wouldn't pay for it. If one of you guys want to ship it to me and give it to me for free, then yeah, maybe I'll wear it. But not spending my hard earned money on a logo like this. So pretty boring to me. The White Sox, and another logo that pretty much was just iconic because of pop culture, because of Dr. Dre and Easy E. I think even Ice Cube probably wore this at one point. So that just made this thing that made this logo way more famous simply because of that. Even though lately the White Sox, they just play like garbage and they're in a very, very deep rebuilding phase. They got a lot to rebuild, kind of like my Angels. So, as far as the organization, they got a lot of work to do, but still just a sick logo. This is a sick logo. Very sick logo, very iconic logo here in the American League. So, that's probably, yeah, I would say this one's the best one out of the American League Central, right next to Detroit. We got one division left, the National League Central. First up, we got the Pirates. The Pirates. Gonna have to put them in the A tier. Man, again, I like this logo. I continuously hear a lot of good things about that park. I gotta go visit at some point, man. And then obviously my favorite pitcher, Paul Skeens, is on there, so maybe I'm being just a little bit too biased. And of course, you see this a lot here in South California, specifically if any of you guys are familiar with that Pomona area, in LA-ish, Inland Empire City. People go back and forth on that. I don't really care too much about that, but obviously you're going to see a lot of people in Pomona wear this crap. So that's why you're going to see that logo a lot here. But I gotta stay out of it. I'm strictly a baseball fan. No other affiliations. Chicago Cubs. I don't know, man. This looks like this could be posted at a kindergarten class, inside a kindergarten class with kids learning their ABCs. So I got to give it a D. As an organization, I like the Cubs. I actually do like them. I like how much they really pushed Milwaukee, especially in these playoffs. So, but as far as the logo, again, it just looks like it's part of a puzzle or a book, or it's just a picture hanging on a wall for children to learn their ABCs. So that's, like, can't rank it too much higher than that. Milwaukee Brewers, again, just kind of mid for me. I liked the older logo. It was one with an M on it, and it had the little wheat thing for, obviously, for brewing beer. So I like that logo. This one looks kind of childish to me, somewhat. But I would still buy it. Again, if that hat was on a discount, I would buy it. But as it is right now, I don't really want it that bad. Cincinnati Reds. I get it. It's just a C, and I just trashed the Cubs for having a simple C. But this has a little more flair to it, man. This Cincinnati logo has a little more flair to it. I remember my high school that I went to, they kind of copied this. They changed the color, but they did, basically copied this C, for the name of our school, and the logo was this C. But I mean, I think a lot of high schools copy these baseball logos anyway. So I just think Cincinnati with a C has a little more flair to it. I think B tier is okay for it. Lastly, we're going to finish it off. St. Louis. I think we'll put it in B tier. I think B tier is kind of fair to it. It's got all this all this crossing. St. Louis, you got the T in there. You got its letters. It's not bad. Again, not something. Would I buy it in the future? Maybe, but again, it's got to be on a deal or something, because I wouldn't want to pay full price for a hat with this logo on it. But I do like it. It's not a terrible logo. I think it looks pretty cool. I like how it looks on other people. I think I like how it looks on other people more than me, and then that's what kind of makes me want to put it in B tier, because I've seen a couple people with it, or I've seen people with it, and I'm just like, okay, that doesn't look bad. That looks pretty cool. Would it look cool on me? Hey, I don't know. But yeah, guys, that's going to wrap up the tier list. These are my logos. If I offended you, hey, Too bad. I know a lot of you, and I know a lot of you LA boys are probably gonna be offended, but again, it's your fault. Fix your fans. Your fans are the absolute worst. I absolutely run into the worst of you, so that's not my fault. There's a reason. I've had friends that are LA fans. I'm not friends with them anymore. There's a reason. There's a big reason for that. So it's your guys' fault. It's not my fault. I think other than that, I like where I put every logo. If there's any logo that you think I made a huge mistake on, let me know, guys. Let me know. And hey, tune into those MLB playoffs. Let's go Seattle. Seattle to win the whole thing.